Imagine a casino at 4 a.m. The neon lights are humming with a low frequency buzz. The smell of stale coffee and industrial cleaner hangs heavy in the air, and the thousands of players who filled the room hours ago have long since called it a night. But in the shadows of a far corner, a slot technician is opening up a towering, multi-million-dollar cabinet. He isn't there to play. He's there to pull the black box data. What he sees on that screen would make your stomach turn. While you see a mega jackpot sign flashing in gold, he sees a mathematical vampire. He sees a game designed with surgical precision to bleed your bankroll dry before you can even order a second drink. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the industry's best-kept secrets. We've sat down with former floor managers and technicians who spent decades watching players lose millions on the same specific types of machines. They are finally revealing the money pits, the games that are mathematically rigged for nothing but disappointment. By the end of this video, you'll never look at a casino floor the same way again. You'll know exactly which flashy traps to walk right past and how to spot the truth hidden behind the lights. 1. The hidden tax of Hollywood. Walk into any modern casino today, and you'll feel like you've stepped onto a movie set. Towering cabinets feature cinematic clips of your favorite superheroes, booming soundtracks from legendary rock bands, and the smiling faces of late-night talk show hosts. It's vibrant, it's loud, and it feels like a premium experience. But if you talk to the men and women who actually program these machines, they'll tell you that those bright lights are often the ultimate warning sign. A former floor manager recently explained to me what he calls the royalty trap. You see, the casino doesn't own the rights to the Avengers or Game of Thrones. To put those characters on the screen, the manufacturer has to pay a massive licensing fee to the film studios. That fee isn't just a one-time payment. It's often a significant percentage of every single dollar fed into that machine. So, how does the casino protect its profit margin when they have to share the loot with Hollywood? Simple. They lower the payback percentage. On a standard, boring machine, the casino might be happy taking 5 cents of every dollar. But on a licensed Hollywood slot, that celebrity tax forces the machine to hold back much more, sometimes as much as 12 or 15 cents. You aren't just playing against the house, you're playing against a movie studio's legal department, too. If you see a machine based on a billion-dollar movie franchise, look at it, enjoy the graphics, and then keep walking. The entertainment value is exactly what you're paying for, and it usually comes at the cost of your longevity at the machine. 2. The story of the $500 Marvel trap. Let me tell you about James. James was a regular at a local casino I used to frequent, a nice guy who worked in IT and loved the Marvel Universe. For 18 months, James walked into that casino every Friday night and headed straight for the same flashy Avengers machine. He loved the animations, the way the chair vibrated during the Iron Man bonus, and the cinematic music that swelled whenever he hit a small win. He felt like he was part of the action. But while James was busy being entertained, his bankroll was being decimated. I once sat with a floor host who pulled up James's tracking data, with his permission, of course. Over those 18 months, James had lost significantly more than players who spent the same amount of time on boring, old-school three-reel machines with names like Double Diamond. Why? Because the Avengers game was high volatility with a low return to player RTP. The entertainment was a shield. The game gave him long, beautiful animations that took 30 seconds to play out, which felt like a win, but actually just slowed down his play while the math ate his credits. He was chasing a heroic payout on a machine designed for a villainous hold. Don't let a vibrating chair or 4K video distract you from the credits meter. If you're there to play for hours, the flashier the game, the faster the flameout. Have you ever felt like a game was giving you a show just to hide the fact that your balance hadn't moved up in an hour? 3. The progressive jackpot illusion. We've all seen them. The massive, digital odometers positioned high above a bank of machines, displaying numbers in the millions. It's the ultimate siren song. You think, if I just put $20 in, I could change my life forever. But a veteran technician once told me that those signs should be treated like a danger sign. These are what the industry calls wide area progressives, WAPs. The reason these jackpots get so high is that the machines are linked across dozens, sometimes hundreds, of different casinos. But here is the part most players never realize. To fund that life-changing jackpot, the machine has to steal a piece of every single bet from the base game. On a normal machine, your small wins keep you playing. On a massive progressive, those small wins are significantly reduced. The base RTP, the money you get back during normal play, is often abysmal. You are essentially paying a miracle tax to fund a jackpot that statistically you will never hit. You're funding someone else's dream while your own session ends in 20 minutes. Technicians often avoid these machines entirely because they know the math is weighted so heavily toward the top prize that the day-to-day experience is just a slow, expensive grind to zero. If you want to chase a jackpot, look for must-hit by progressives or local progressives that are only linked to machines in that specific room. The odds are still long, but the tax on your base play is usually much lower. 4. The penny slot paradox. It's the biggest myth on the casino floor. I play the penny slots because they read cheaper and safer. In reality, penny slots are often the most expensive games in the house. When you look at the official state gaming reports, you'll see a startling trend. Dollar machines might have a payback of 92% or 95%, but the penny slots? They frequently drop as low as 85% to 88%. Think about the math. A casino has to pay for the floor space, the electricity, and the staff. If you're only betting a few cents, they have to take a much larger cut of your dollar to make that machine profitable compared to a high-denomination machine. Furthermore, most modern penny slots aren't actually pennies. To qualify for the bonuses or the best features, you often have to play max bet, which can be $3, $5, or even $10 per spin. You're betting dollar-level prices on a machine with penny-level odds. You are getting the worst of both worlds. I've seen players blow through $200 on a penny machine in less than 30 minutes, simply because they didn't realize the hold was twice as high as the dollar reels 10 feet away. If you have $100 to play, you're almost always better off playing $2 1.00 spins on a classic machine than $20 0.50 spins on a penny video slot. The math is simply more in your favor. Would you rather have more spins or a better chance? 5. The psychology of the near miss. Have you ever had the jackpot symbol land on the first reel, the second reel, and then, just as your heart starts racing, the third reel stops one tiny notch above the winner? You feel like you were so close. You think the machine is getting hot. It's about to hit. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but that near miss wasn't luck. It was an intentional, programmed event. Slot technicians call this the hook. In the early days of mechanical slots, the physical stops on the reel determined the outcome. But in modern video slots, the outcome is decided by a computer the millisecond you hit the button. The near miss is a graphic overlay designed to trigger a dopamine response in your brain. Research shows that a near miss stimulates the same area of the brain as a win, making you feel like you've made progress when, mathematically, you haven't moved an inch. It tricks you into staying in the seat for just one more spin. This is especially common in high-volatility games where the big hit is rare. The machine has to keep you interested during the long dry spells, and it uses these psychological tricks to do it. Recognize a near miss for what it is, a loss. If a machine gives you 3 near misses in a row, it's not getting hot. It's trying to keep you from walking away while it takes your credits. 6. Airport and high-traffic death zones. Location is everything in a casino, but there are certain places where the math is almost always stacked against you. I call these the no-competition zones. The most famous example is the airport. If you're waiting for a flight in Las Vegas and you see a row of slots, those are statistically the tightest machines in the state. Why? Because the casino knows you aren't coming back tomorrow. You're a captive audience with 30 minutes to kill and no 11. The entrance trap design. Casino floor design is a masterpiece of psychological warfare. Every carpet pattern, every light fixture, and every machine placement is intentional. One of the oldest tricks in the book is the entrance trap. When you first walk into a casino, your senses are overwhelmed. You see the first row of machines, and you're eager to get started. Floor managers know this. They often place their lowest-paying, highest house edge machines right at the main entrance. Why? Because they want to catch the easy money from people who are too excited to walk further into the room. The same goes for machines located right next to the ATM or the cashier's cage. When you've just withdrawn money, you're at your most impulsive. They want a vampire machine right there to grab a chunk of that cash before you have time to think. Conversely, they often place loud machines, ones that celebrate wins frequently, near the pathways to the restaurants. They want people walking by to hear the bells and think everyone is winning, even if that specific machine is actually tight. When you enter a casino, take a lap before you play a single credit. Walk past the first 3 rows of machines. Walk past the ATMs. Go deeper into the floor where the layout feels a bit more settled. This is where the long-term players and the better math usually hide. 12. How to read the Help menu, the RTP reveal. Most players think the return to player, RTP, percentage is a secret guarded by the casino's board of directors. But in many modern machines, the truth is actually hidden in plain sight. You just have to know where to click. Almost every digital slot machine has an info, help, or rules button on the touchscreen. If you press that button, you'll usually see page after page of boring text about line combinations and bonus rules. Most people glance at it for a second and close it. But if you scroll all the way to the end, sometimes to page 10 or 12, many manufacturers now include a theoretical return to player range. It might say something like, the theoretical return for this game is 89.4% to 94.2%. Now, here is the insider secret. The casino can choose where to set that machine within that range. If you see a machine where the top of the range is only 92%, you are looking at a bad bet. You want to find machines where that range goes as high as possible. Even if you don't know exactly where it's set, knowing the potential of the machine is a massive advantage. I've seen 2 identical-looking games where one had a max RTP of 96% and the other was 91%. Digging through that menu for 30 seconds can save you hundreds of dollars. Before you put a dollar in, spend 30 seconds in the Help menu. If you can't find an RTP percentage, or if the range is shockingly low, move on. Information is the only edge you have. 13. The Technician's Daily Checklist. If you want to play like an insider, you need to vibe check a machine before you commit your hard-earned money. I've compiled a 3-point checklist based on conversations with dozens of ex-workers. If a machine fails 2 out of 3, it's a never pay out trap. First, age of the game. Is it brand new, less than a year? If yes, it's likely in recoup mode and set tight. Look for games that have been on the floor for 3 to 5 years. Second, type of jackpot. Is it a wide area progressive with $1 million prize? If yes, the base game is likely a vampire designed to drain you. Look for local, smaller jackpots. Third, feature density. Does the game have more than 3 distinct bonus features or a specialized, branded cabinet? If yes, the math is likely diluted to pay for the show. Look for simpler games where the line hits actually matter. If you walk up to a machine that is a brand new Batman slot with a $2 million linked jackpot and 4 different bonus rounds, you are walking into the ultimate money pit. You are almost guaranteed to have a shorter, more expensive session than if you chose an older, local progressive real game. Use this checklist every single time. It takes 10 seconds to evaluate a machine, and it can be the difference between an hour of fun and a 10-minute disaster. Have you ever noticed that your best wins always seem to happen on the machines you least expected? 14. Playing for the long walk. We've covered a lot today: the celebrity tax, the penny slot paradox, and the near-miss psychology. But the most important thing an insider will ever tell you is this: the house always has the edge. These strategies aren't about beating the casino or finding a magic button that spits out gold. They are about playing smarter, staying in the game longer, and making sure your entertainment dollar goes as far as possible. The smartest players I know don't treat the casino like a bank. They treat it like a movie theater. They go in with a set amount of money they are willing to lose. They play the games with the best mathematical value. And if they hit a win, they take the long walk. That's when you take your ticket, walk to the cage, and leave with the casino's money. The machines that never pay out are the ones designed to keep you from ever making that walk. They use lights, sounds, and Hollywood stars to keep you in the seat until your balance is 0. Don't fall for the trap. Play responsibly, set your limits, and remember that the best win is the one you actually take home. Always sign up for the Players Club. Even if the machine is tight, the comps, the free meals and hotel rooms are the one way you can guarantee a return on your investment. If this video helped you understand the floor better, hit that like button and subscribe for more insider secrets. And tell me in the comments, which machine has been your biggest money pit? Stay smart, and I'll see you at the tables.